Hi everybody, welcome to the broadcast. If you're not here live, don't panic. I'm recording it and you can watch it later. I'll put it on YouTube, or I might even broadcast the recorded screen on Night Skies Network. We'll see how we go. Got all my screens open and I'll get you out of the corner of get me out of the corner of your image, so I'm not there distracting you with my super good looks. So I'll just move over here. And hello, somebody's messaging me on my telephone. So we'll see where we are. We're at the South Celestial Pole at the second. I'll just have a look at that. Okay, so that's the South Celestial Pole right there. Between these two stars, right in there, that's the South Celestial Pole. And these little stars here are actually closer to the pole than Polaris is to the northern pole, so they're a good guide for accuracy. And we'll duck over and have a look at, let's say we look at Carina Nebula. NGC 3372. I'll steer over there now. It's a beautiful clear night tonight. We've got thunderstorms tomorrow night though. That won't be good. So this will give us Carina, and we'll bump this up to, let's say we'll do a 30-second image for you. That's a bit of reasonable time to have a look at it. Beats sitting here for 5 minutes or 10 minutes waiting for an image. You can have a look at me again if you want while you're waiting. Hello! And we've got the timer up here telling us what's happening. We're 25, 26, 27. And here's our first image. Okay, so here's Carina. The whole thing is the Carina Nebula. That star in the centre there, that's Eta Carina. That's the star we're waiting for to supernova. And once that one goes, they say that it'll be as bright as a full moon for about 3 months here on the ground. You probably won't get as affected by it up in the northern hemisphere, but we certainly will in the southern. And it could supernova anywhere from about 100 years ago to 100 years in the future. So we're sort of smack in the middle. And cosmologically, that's a really short time. And we think it might be going soon because the shells, the balls that are covering Eta are swelling up like balloons about to blow. So that'll be interesting. And this object here just under it, as many of you already know, is the Keyhole Nebula, because it's shaped like an old-fashioned keyhole. Here, let's have a zoom in and have a look. There, so yeah, you got the round bit and then the triangular bit at the bottom, like an old keyhole in Granny's cupboard or your back door. And lots of little star clusters around the region. Plenty of nebulous gas. It's a beautiful part of the sky. And down here in the southern hemisphere, if you can get to a dark spot, it's easily visible. It's quite bright. It's about the size of a full moon. And you can see it easy. It's just a white patch in the sky. It's a really bright part of the Milky Way. And it's fascinating. What else can we have a look at around this area while we're here? I'll go and show you one of my favourite stars. It's down in the Southern Cross. And It's called DY Crucius Carbon Star. It sits right next to Mimosa, or B Crux, as some people call it. It's got many names. It's one of the stars of the Southern Cross. There it is there. When it decides to settle down, I'll bring it down to the centre a bit more. Okay, there. I'll just sync that one. Now if we give that about 2 or 3 seconds image, you'll see this beautiful red star right next to it. That's one of my favourites. There it is right there. DY Crucius Carbon Star. Looks a bit orange when it's done at a 2-second exposure. But naked eye, through a telescope with an eyepiece, it's blood red. It looks fantastic. So if you're looking at the Southern Cross, this is the left-hand star in the crossbar of the cross. Mimosa or B Crux, and any other technical names it's got, numbers, and what else is it called? Let's have a sticky beak here. What's it called? Yeah, Beta Crucis, Mimosa, and that's all they're saying. It has got other names. It's got numbers and dash A3694 and all that silly stuff. Okay. So that's just an interesting little thing to look at in the Southern Cross. And actually not very far from that is another very, very, very popular object. And that's the jewel box. Now, I'll see if I can get there pretty quick. Now that's the wrong open cluster, I think, is it? Yeah, that's the coal sack cluster. We won't go to that one. Jewel box should be right there. And it's not showing me. Ah, there it is. No, I don't want you. There. Let's go over and have a look at... Oh, I better show you where we're looking. Just here. So there's where we were, Mimosa. If I zoom out, there's the Southern Cross. Crossbar. Main bar. We were there, now we're just ducking over to here, and that's where jewel box is. So, well, if you leave it there and you can see it move over. Oh, I've moved the map, it doesn't matter. Oh yes, there it is again. Oh, here we go. You ready, set, go. You'll see it move across. So we'll just give that a 2-second image, make sure we're in the right vicinity. I don't trust go-tos, sometimes they're wrong. So that's pretty close. So I can drop it down a little bit. I like to put things in the centre, that way I can sync them in the software so they're centred next time we go to them. Okay, so we'll zap that one up, we'll give it 5 seconds, and you'll see why they call it the jewel box. Got another club member in here with me at the moment watching. It's Dave. Say hello, Dave.
How are we going? First night?
Yeah, it's his first night as a member, not first night at astronomy. So there's jewel box. And it's got a few coloured stars in it, not that I can pick out the colours at the moment. There's the orange one in the centre, then there's a bunch of white ones, and there should be a few blue and yellows. There's a yellow, there's a yellow, there's a blue, there's another orange, So yeah, there's an assortment of colours. There's a red one over here. Maybe it needs a shorter exposure to show the colours. Drop it back to 3 seconds. Have a look. Yeah. So there's Jewel Box. Not far from there we come over to one of my favourite galaxies, which not a lot of people look at because they think it's just a bit small and boring, but it's NGC 4945 and I quite like it. Looks like somebody took a bite out of it. So we just zip over there now. And we'll do a slightly bit longer just to make sure we've got it there. We'll give it 10 seconds.
You are now unmuted.
Yes, I was unmuted on the broadcast but not unmuted on the recording. That's okay. Yeah, 4945 should be in that frame. Oh, I'm not seeing. Where are you, 4945? Surely. Oh, yes, up there. That one's a little bit out. I'll just drop this star down near the bottom, and that should bring the galaxy in. Let's have a look there. It's only a 10-second shot, so it won't take long. And hopefully, oh yes, it's just here. I might have went down a little bit too low. So I'll just go back up a bit. And a bit that way. And we'll give it a slightly longer image now. We'll go 40 seconds if you can hang on that long. At least I won't need to put the guiding on. They call this one the Great Edgewise Spiral in Centaurus. Why they call it the Great Edgewise I don't know, because it's not all that great. It's only quite small. But it's interesting, that's why I like it. It's got a strange appearance to it. There it is there. It's got a big chunk out of it there. Well, it looks like a chunk, but it's not. It's actually a lot of black, dirty gas and dust.
Oh, in front of it.
Yeah, it sits in front of the galaxy
Yeah.
and obscures what's behind it. So it's yeah, it's an interesting little galaxy. Don't know if you can call it galaxy little though.
No.
But we'll give it 60 seconds. We'll go that a little bit longer and see if we can bring out a bit more detail. Ugh, a clock takes a long time when you're waiting for it. Over here, up to 30 seconds. You can see down here the time that I've put in. If you sitting there watching going, oh, how long is this going to take? You can see there, and then you look up the top and see where we're up to. Here it comes, 1 second. Yeah, it's a bit better. So that's the the Great Edgewise Spiral in Centaurus. What a mouthful. NGC 4945. And there is another little galaxy just below it. Should be about there, I think it is. I mean, just off the screen there. Now let's have a look at the star map and see what it says. And I'll sync that. So there's those two bright stars are next to it, and then there's NGC 4975 right next to it. So it's on the opposite of the two stars.
I thought, yeah.
And on the outer, we'd put it, yeah, it's just off the screen there, so we can lower it down and have a look, but, oh, why not? We got plenty of time. I think the stars are going to be around for a few more million years. I'll try about there. We'll give that 60 seconds as well. I could go longer and we could see the galaxies even better, but we don't really want to sit here for minutes on end just to see one image. Unless it's something really spectacular, then I'll take the extra time. But it's one of those forgotten galaxies. Not many people photograph it. Here it comes. Yep, there it is. So that's NGC 4976. It's a neighbouring galaxy to 4945. Just in there. So that's quite an interesting framing. That one, you can get the two galaxies together. And a beautiful big bright star, which is a double. Actually, I've never noticed that before. Never looked at it that much. There, the double.
It's there.
We learn something new every night. KSI 02. And it's called Double Star. KS 102, Centauri. However you want to pronounce it, whichever school you went to. Fascinating. But back to our galaxy. That one. Sort of see the smudgy outer arms. Bit of a blur. Wonderful. Okay. Then as we move further out, we've got one of the most requested objects in the southern sky. Every time I do a broadcast, I get asked to, can I see this one? And then 10 minutes later someone else come in and ask, and 10 minutes after that someone else asks. It's all fun. So hopefully it's centered. We'll just drop the time down a bit. We don't want to blow it out of proportion. We'll give it 10 seconds. I hope it's in the centre. Bingo, there it is. Omega Centauri. The largest globular cluster in the whole sky. which they think may be a dwarf galaxy because they found a black hole in the centre of it. I'll move it up a fraction and we'll do a slightly longer image on that one. Just want to get up a little bit. Oh God, I can't even see any stars then to move it up. Which was up and which was down. We'll try it there. We'll go 30 seconds on it. That's usually about a good time to do it. God, it's painful in the quiet waiting for her clock to tick over. That's better. Look, we even got our own satellite.
Yes.
So it is the great Omega Centauri. Beautiful to see.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it looks great in an eyepiece. You can see every individual star. Yeah, very pleased with that. And one of Elon Musk's signatures. Yeah. He tries to get in all our photos. That's why he's doing it.
You could hear more out there, no choice.
Yeah, he's just launched another 50. Good on him, yeah.
He's only replacing 50 to fill out the sky.
He lost 40, he's going to put up 50. So if you're watching, Elon, yeah, thanks for the white lines, mate. Okay, so it's just right next to Omega Centauri. Is another favourite of a lot of people when they watch the Southern Hemisphere broadcast. And that is, oh, I didn't sync that, doesn't matter, is Hamburger Galaxy 5128. And we hope that one's in the centre too. We'll give that 30 seconds just to make sure it's in the right spot. So here's our timer. And here it comes. It's pretty close to centre. So there's Hamburger. We'll give it a bit longer. Because, yeah, some nice features in this one. We'll give it the full minute. How's that sound? Don't blow it. We'll go the full 2 minutes. And it looks spectacular when you do that. I'll just put the guiding on. Otherwise we might end up with a whole bunch of weird lines. 10,000 comets. Just give me a sec to check the guiding that we're in the right east or west meridian. And the guiding's not happy. Was there any wind outside, Dave?
No.
Oh,
No.
okay. It's in the right meridian, but yeah, look at the guiding, it's jumping all over the place. Ooh. Yeah, that's not good. Alright, we'll give it a go anyway. We'll give it 2 minutes. So you can keep track up here like usual. up in that top right corner. But yeah, I can't put the guiding on the screen because it's on a different laptop.
There's no wind before. It's strange.
But believe me, it's a mess. Transparency, that's good. But the guiding is terrible. The deck's not bad, it's the RA.
Having trouble following it.
Yeah. Ooh, look at that. It's going right out past 3 arc minutes, 3 arc seconds. It's not having fun, is it? Oh, well, I can't help what the stars are going to look like because the guiding is a mess. I might have to put the PhD2 back onto this computer instead of on a separate laptop. Because it does run better on this one.
Mm-hmm.
But that's another night. $20 seconds.
Guiding.
Yeah, it's all over the shop. Oh, there's a better image.
That's not bad.
Yeah, the stars look okay considering what the guiding's doing. Okay, so there's the Hamburger Galaxy, NGC 5128. It's pretty popular for people in the Southern Hemisphere to observe, photograph, whichever. It's known as a radio galaxy because there's many radio signals coming from it constantly. And this side sprays out into space. This side loops back around and goes back into itself. And there's a massively active region right in the centre there. And it's giving out all sorts of radio signals in X-ray and everything. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Does look good through an eyepiece.
It would. Yes, definitely would.
So it's definitely worth waiting the 2 minutes for. Oh, so there's only about another 600,000 things to look at in that part of the sky. We better see them before they all disappear. Now, I've got a list of items that I'd like to go and look at around the sky that may interest you. May not, depends on what you prefer to look at. But I've got some tiny little globulars here that I thought were interesting. We're going to have a look at some of those. You can start with, hang on, we've got to type in all these numbers. NGC 2808. And I can see everybody's just hit Google and they're going to go and Google what it looks like before I get there. So we'll duck over there now and have a look. I'll turn this guiding off. Now this little globule is also in Carina, in near the Carina Nebula. And I don't need 2 minutes on it, so I'll just drop the timing down. What have I got listed here? I've got 30 seconds written down, so we'll give it the 30 seconds. And hopefully again it's centered. If not, it'll still be in the field of view somewhere. $29, $30, here it comes. Oh, beautiful, right in the centre. That's nice. And that's NGC 2808. Beautiful little globular cluster. It's, if you want to know the information about it, there it is. Mag 77, 9x9. Very good. It's very, very small. Oh, what went out? Oh, this one.
Oh, yeah.
The moth turned it off.
Sensitive.
Yeah, it is. It's just a little light sensor there.
Oh, right. Yeah. Whatever.
We thought we lost our power for a sec there because it went dark. A moth flew across the light sensor. So, well, no, don't lose the computer. Okay, so that's, as I was saying, that's 2808. Tiny little globular in Carina. And we go to the next one, 3201. We'll just quick start googling it. 3201. Yeah, this one's in Vela, the constellation of Vela. Oh, hang on, I've lost it. Where do we go? 3201. Go back there again, and we will go there. For those that don't know, in the Northern Hemisphere, Vela is the constellation just above Carina. And we're going to give this one 30 seconds as well. Most of these objects tonight are about 30 seconds or so. Some are nice and short, so 10 seconds. And so NGC 3201, another nice little globular in the constellation Vela. And it's not in the centre. Where did it go? It's done a disappearing act on me. Well, that's not very nice. It's got to be just up the top here somewhere, going by how much the others were out. And we don't have a bright star to watch to drop it. Actually, I can't even see it there.
Right.
Or there. It's not appearing in any of my cameras at the moment. I'll drop it down. See if we can spot it somewhere. No, I'm not seeing it on any of my cameras. We'll go up again. Well, that's a mystery. That is a mystery. 3201, yes.
Them ones.
Yeah. It's completely vanished. It's not even in the region. Now I've got a wide field camera on it which shows whole constellations, That's not appearing. And I can't see it in the PhD camera either. Well, that is strange. It's vanished. I've discovered the disappearing globula.
Yes.
Oh, okay. We will have to look into that one, see what's going on. Alright, so we're about to head off to Musca. Now Musca sits just under the Southern Cross. Oh, hang on. That might be an IC 3201, would it? No, because it says NGC there. Oh, so it does exist. NGC 3201. That's where we are. I can center on it. And it should be there. And it's not there. The wide field camera's not showing it. The guiding camera's not showing it. It's not anywhere. And yet I looked at it the other night. Okay. It's the case of the missing globula. Okay. 4372 is the next one. 4372. We will duck down there and have a look. Here it comes. We're coming down here into Muscat. The dark doodad runs right through next to this one. The dark doodad is a really mysterious dark region of space, just full of dark dust. And it looks fantastic in an image. A long exposure image. Right, so let's hope we're on this one. And it requires 60 seconds. So we'll go up to 60 seconds. And if it's not there, we know something's gone a bit crazy with the go-to. Even though we're in the right part of the sky.
Well, the tracking was funny over there before.
What's that,
The
sorry?
tracking was going strange over there before.
The guiding, yeah, guiding's just a mess. But that's only due to something with the software, I think. Ever since I put the guiding camera into this separate laptop, it hasn't worked well. So I'll probably have to put it back into the main computer, where it worked perfectly.
Computers.
Yes, computers. Aren't they wonderful? We're stuffed with them, and yet we're stuffed without them.
Truly.
And here we go. Oh, there it is, just up the top of the screen. So I can bring that one down. Follow the moving star. I've got it on slow, slow too, it doesn't help. And about there will do for that one. We'll give it a minute again. I'm not going to turn that guiding on because it doesn't. Oh, we can give it a try. Oh, hang on. Yeah, we can give it a try there. Different parts of the sky often react differently too. I'll try it on a fairly bright star. As long as I haven't changed meridians, we'll be okay. We will clear that up. Clear that one. Oop, move that off your screen. Well, the guiding's a bit better. It's not great. It's within 2 arc seconds. I like to keep it under 1 arc second if I can. Okay, so there's that globular cluster. That's NGC 4372, and that's in Muscat, just under the Southern Cross. Now the dark doodad actually starts running right along next to that one. You can just see there's a sort of an empty spot down through here with no stars, and that will continue on right through a vast range of space. It goes for 3 degrees actually, and that's known as the dark doodad. For those of you that know Crystal in Night Skies Network, it's one of her favourite objects. She's always asking me to photograph it for her, so I do. Actually, I'll go and get a photograph of it that I took for you. I took this one for her because she loves it so much. Now, where did I put it? That's the next trick. I've got to try and remember where I put my dark doodad. No, it's not in that lot. I'll move this anyway so you don't have to put up with all that. Saved pictures. Nope. Where did I put it? Where did I put it? Where did I put it? I've got to think now. Where did I save it? Yeah, I think it's in this one. Just bear with me before I lose my mind here. There it is. Yeah, that's not the one I'm after though. I want the next one. There it is. So there's the cluster we're looking at now. And there's the dark doodad. That's that bit of dark gas you can see running, dust you can see in the bottom of the image. And there's the dark doodad running right through this whole region of sky. It's 3 degrees long. So there you go, there's the dark doodad. And it starts here and just runs off. Now the next one is just right near here. It's at the other end of the dark doodad, and it's NGC 4833, which is another small globular, and it only needs 30 seconds. Because I have been to all these to make sure that I've got all the information correct and about the best image exposure time for you. Right, 4833, yes. Why isn't it going to it? 4833, you want? Come on, cast the cell, why aren't you going there? It's not taking me to it. Should be down here. Oh, I've got to turn the guiding off. Now this one's probably at the top of the screen too. As it's been happening. 30 seconds, we snap an image. And here it comes. Yep, it's up the top again. So we need to bring it down again. Alright, I'll just bring it down to the centre for you. I need a good star to follow, if I can see one. I better find out if that's going the right way first. I'll do a short 5 second. Yep, okay, it's dropping down, so we're going the right way. That'll about do it. You don't need to be waiting for me to centre everything exactly all the time. Oh, I left it on 5 seconds. Duh. Well, in that case I'll drop it back down a bit more while we're waiting. That'll do. Make sure I put it up to 30 seconds this time. And go. Snap. Turn that off while we're not using the camera. Wherever my camera went. Oh, it's probably underneath.
There it is.
Yeah. And here it comes. It should appear about here somewhere. There it is. Okay. So that's NGC 4833. And that's on the very end of the dark doodad. Zoom in and have a look at that one. It's sort of halfway between a globular cluster and an open cluster, that one. Isn't it? It's not very concentrated in the centre for a globular. But that's what they classify it as, a globular. Globular cluster in Musca. Right, so that's the globulars we'll be looking at. Now we'll go and look at some open clusters. Some of them are stunning, absolutely stunning. Our first one, I'm not going to say the numbers because you'll go to Google and look at them before I get there. So I'll surprise you. Blah 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 blah. Go. And we'll go to that one. Now we'll be changing the meridian this time. I think we will. Yes, we'll be crossing the meridian. So that means the guiding was really going to go wobbly. Is it a mozzie or a bug?
No,
little mothy thing.
everywhere.
That's a fly.
Yeah.
Even at night the flies are out, it's so hot. Okay, what time have I got on this one? 20 seconds. Good, a nice quick one. Let's see if we're in the right spot. So this is open cluster, NGC 2516, also known as the splinter cluster. In 5 seconds. And there it is, look at that centre. What a stunning open cluster. I like that one, it's pretty amazing, isn't it?
It is.
What a pity there's not more people live watching it.
They'll catch up.
Yep. I'll watch this recording and go, wish he'd shut up and just show us things.
You need narration.
Some nice colours there. Look at how orange those two are.
Yes.
And a couple more orange ones up here. Three orange ones and another orange one out there. Hot blue one. There's an orange one mixed in with the white ones in there. Yeah, so they call that the splinter cluster. Don't ask me why, because I've never seen a splinter that looks like that. Okay, so the next cluster we'll go and look at is in the same constellation. Oh, by the way, that's in Carina. Sorry, I didn't explain that. That's not far from Carina Nebula. Either is this one that we're about to go to. And we'll duck over there now. It's doing a whole meridian flip, so it's going right around the other way so the cables don't tangle up. I'm glad it does that. Yeah. You'll see it appear in a minute. There it comes. And how long did I say we're going to do this one? Oh, only 10 seconds. Okay, this one's NGC 3532 and it's called the Wishing Well. And here it is. It's got a few more stars in it than the other one.
Imaginative names.
Yeah, they're great names, aren't they? Well, can you see a wishing well there?
Well, yeah, vertically it's quite deep.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, true. There's two blood red stars. One right there, one right there. Probably carbon stars. Very, very nice. So that's the Wishing Well cluster. And not far from here's Jewel Box, which we've already been to. And now we're going to head off back to the Southern Cross, back over to Crux. Not far from the Jewel Box actually, for this cluster. And I've written down here when I tested it that I have to do it for 50 seconds. So that tells me it must be pretty faint. Because I can't remember what they all look like from memory. So we'll jump up to 50 seconds. I'll trust what I've already tested it at. And we'll go and have a look. What's the time, Mr. Wolf? 50 seconds we're waiting for. Don't mind me, I'm just trying to amuse myself in the quiet bits.
Done all your homework, haven't you?
Yeah, it's good to have a list. I used to just go anywhere, and then when viewers come in, they request objects, and I'd go to them, sometimes over and over and over. Oh, we're there, and we'll go and have a look. And yeah, so I thought this time I'm going to make a list, and I'll go and check them all, make sure that they're worth looking at. Look at that. Wow, no wonder it was 50 seconds. Look how faint it is.
It's very faint.
Yeah, but it's nice. Look at the colours. Well, it looks great on this monitor at home. I hope it's going over the internet just as good. A lot of old orange stars in there, mixed up with beautiful new bright blue and white ones. Just zoom in again, have a look. Focus could do with a little twiddle. But I am zoomed in at 383 times, so it's sort of
Long way out.
yeah. I expect them to be a little bit pixelated and blurry. There's a very, very, very blood red star just there.
Oh yeah. There's a few of them actually.
They're not hot pixels because hot pixels still look nicely focused when you zoom in. So that's an interesting little cluster. It doesn't have a name, that one. It's just called NGC 4852 in Centaurus. Now, DY Crucius Carbon Star, I've already done. That was the next one on my list. I've already shown you that one. But if somebody's just come in late, we can show it to them again because it's right next to this cluster. Won't take long to get there. And it'll drop us down to about 3 seconds. And as I said earlier in this broadcast, it's one of my favourite stars. So let's have a look at it now. There it is, right there.
Beautiful.
Beautiful little red carbon star, right next to B Crux. In an eyepiece, when you look through a telescope, it is blood red. One of the reddest, darkest red stars in the whole sky. I think there's only one that's darker, more redder. Redder, that's a good
Is
word.
that a carbon one? Star, is it?
Yeah, it's a carbon star, yeah. DY Crucius. Now, Carina we went to, I think we did, but we can go and have another look, especially if somebody's just joined us now and they're going, oh, I missed that bit. Well, if they're watching the replay, they can rewind it, but if they're watching it on the live replay, they won't be able to. And if I can get it, there we go. So we'll just go up to Carina Nebula and have another look. Not a good feature of me recording these to be shown later when the Northern Hemisphere,
Wake up.
especially America, wakes up and gets out of bed, is by then most of these objects would have gone down below the horizon. So I'm getting them early and recording them. Okay, so we're in Carina. We'll give this one, we know what it looks like with a short exposure, so we'll actually give it a whole minute this time. It's worth it. It's spectacular. is a good word for it. Just try the guiding again. See if I can get the guiding to behave a bit. It's not looking promising already. Yeah, the RA's jumping all over the place. So it's the deck now. Interesting.
It obviously doesn't like that particular computer.
Yeah, it's got to be the software not running properly in the laptop. It's like it's not sending the signals through properly, and the guiding's just doing what it wants.
Well, the delay in the signals.
Could be, yeah. Yeah, by the time it's moved, it's corrected itself, but found it's in the wrong spot. Okay, here's Carina Nebula, and it is a stunning object. There's the Keyhole Nebula. It's like an atomic explosion, where a star supernovaed in this region somewhere and blew off this massive atomic cloud. Mind you, that's many light years across. So it's a big atomic cloud.
It's a big one.
Yeah. And there's Eta Carina, the star we're waiting to supernova now, which will be pretty exciting. And look at all these Bock globules popping out of the dust down here, eventually forming into new stars. Starting to get a bit of amp glow across the bottom here, because I've got the camera in frame and focus instead of imaging. But if I use it in imaging, it just keeps piling all its data onto the hard drive. Which we might have to do if we're going to get this problem with this amp glow, because the sensor stays open all the time in frame and focus.
Right.
And heats up.
Yeah, in hot.
Yeah. Okay, so here's Carina. It's the size of the full moon and easy to see in the night sky. There's a big blurry patch, nice and bright. And now for something totally different and amazingly different size. I won't tell you, I'll make you wait again. It's in a good position at the moment too. Oh yes, the guiding. Guiding. Forgot to turn my guiding off. Now we'll put this down to 20 seconds, that's all it's going to need. And go. So we're going from the extremely large 1 degree nebula down to a tiny little planetary nebula called the Blue Planetary. It's still in Centaurus. It's NGC 3918 for those people taking notes or looking them up in Google. And there it is, right there in the centre. That's the Blue Planetary. Looks a bit like Neptune.
It does.
And it is very small. Well, in our skies. It's probably not small up there.
Where it is,
Yeah. We can probably look at the size of it. No, only its visual size. 0.3 of an arc second. Well, sorry, 0.3 of an arc minute. Yeah. Magnitude 8.4. There it is. The blue, or the planetary nebula, known as the Blue Planetary, and they haven't written that here anywhere. I've noticed these later versions of Cartes de Ciel don't use the common names as much. They used to write the common name of everything, and it'd be in about here somewhere. But they seem to be dropping it. But anyway, there's the blue planetary, so something interesting to look at after a massive planetary, after a massive nebula. So you've all had a good look at that one. Okay, we'll quickly have a bit of a zoom in before we go off. That reminds me of the way I used to do my broadcasts years ago. We'd all get in the Southern Bus Sky, was it the Southern Sky bus or something, and do a bus tour of the sky. Got your seatbelts on, everybody, off we go. And some of the viewers might remember that one. That was fun. People would be saying, "Can I get off at the next stop?" And all that. George was a laugh. Anyway, George, you're probably watching this. Okay, now where did I? Oh yes, I've got to get back on track. We're now down at in the constellation of Puppis, and well, how many seconds do I need on this one? 30 seconds on an open cluster called NGC 2451. And it's just called Open Cluster. That's its whole name. Whoopee. Nothing exciting about a name, just the fact that it exists. And here it comes. And why are we still on the blue planetary?
Didn't move.
Well, that's very strange. 2451, yes, 2451. The ASCOM reported an error.
Oops.
Why did it do that? Okay. 3918. We'll go back to the blue planetary, which is where we are, but we'll get it realigned. Don't you love technical difficulties? And the blue planetary's still there. Now, if I'll just use this bright star and see that we still have connection for go to. Yes, the star moved. I will actually sync that while we're here. Go to the next item was 2451. It doesn't want to go to it for some reason. Well, that's strange. Watch what happens when I try to go to 2451. It doesn't want to go there for some reason. We've got total connection still. We're still totally interfaced. But it wants to be off its face. Alright, we'll try a different object. There's one right there. 2477, which is actually on my list at 30 seconds. I'll put it up now just in case we do get there. Oh. And we'll try go there. Oops, no, doesn't want to go there. Well, that's rather strange. Can we return? We'll go to ridiculously old M42. Make sure it's going to move. Yes. So the telescope's fine to move to another part of the sky.
Doesn't want to go there though.
No, it doesn't want to go either of those two objects. Unless they're too low.
Ah.
The mount may say, nope, not going there, too low.
Too low, yeah.
Well, it's this software that does that, the SynScan Wi-Fi app. It won't go to things that are too low, which is good. And
Does help your equipment.
yes. So here's the usual old M42. Oh, we'll give it 30 seconds, why not? I know, it's a spectacular looking object.
I was going to say, it's a beautiful object.
Yeah, but it just
Not
get sick of
just
doing it
go too
sometimes. Yeah, every time. I do like seeing it in an eyepiece,
Oh yeah.
because different
Okay.
nights, yeah, it looks pretty spectacular. And put a Barlow in and look at the trapezium really well. Okay, so there's M42 at 30 seconds. That's not bad.
That's beautiful.
You don't see a whole great detail out in the outer arms at 30 seconds, but that's okay. But I suppose there could be people here who have never seen it either.
Could be.
You never know who's watching. I shall...
I don't know you get enough of it personally.
Yeah. I could drop it down a bit. I'll drop it down a bit. Oh, no, the other drop. Drop it down that way a bit. I'll move it across that way a bit and see if we can get more of those far-reaching outer arms. And we'll up it to 2 minutes. If you don't mind hanging on.
Pretty beautiful.
Yeah, so where we are, here's Orion, for those that don't know it. We're going right in here. You're familiar with Orion's belt and Orion's sword, and I know this is upside down to you Americans and English people and everybody up in the Northern Hemisphere. It looks upside down, but to us it's the right way. And we call it the saucepan, because there's the saucepan, there's the handle. We're right in the middle, in the handle, the middle star, which isn't really a star. It's M42, that nebula. So that's where we're heading. Well, where we are. So while we're waiting, you can look at my ugly mug again. Hello! Not too much longer to wait. Waiting. So Orion Nebula will appear in this section here, and hopefully we'll get a bit more of this outer region. So we're going for 2 minutes. I have done it for much longer. It looks fantastic. And here it is. There you go, so there's the outer regions. Quite a bit of noise because it's only a single image. And look at the amp glow from using it in frame and focus mode. Eek. The stars look nice.
Hmm.
Yeah. So there you go. So what I might have to do is I might have to switch it over to the imaging mode. I'll just switch it to imaging, so you'll get a blank screen for a while, but it'll let that camera chip cool down a little bit to get rid of the amp glow. It's a very hot night here. It's still probably about 24, 25 degrees Celsius after a really hot day. Tomorrow's going to be even hotter. We're heading for got to 30 today actually, yeah. And they say it might be 30 again tomorrow. Okay, so we're back to our list. We can't do those open clusters in Papas because they're too low. And actually I've done the whole list of those ones. The witch's head's over there, that's the one you wanted to image tonight, but I can't because my field of view's too small. So let's duck over and have a squizzy at the Rosette Nebula. Again, it doesn't fit in my field of view, but we get the star cluster in the centre, and may pick up a bit of the red nebula if we're lucky. So let's hope we're there. I'll just give it a short view. I'll have to show you the in image mode. I'll just remove them from the hard drive later. But it's got to be better than having that amp glow there all the time.
Take a bit of space up, they do.
Right, so there's the core of Rosette in this cluster here. I can make out just a bit of the red nebula around here. Okay, so that's not bad for 20 seconds then. So if we go longer, we'll start seeing some of this red nebula. So we'll go a bit longer. Give it just 1 minute, eh?
We can wait.
Yeah, 1 minute will do. And we'll remove this one, delete. We can actually get rid of those so we get a better view. Full screen. I can go full screen too. Where's my full screen thingy? There it is. There we go. That allows us to go full screen.
You are now muted. You are now unmuted.
That's nice. Where are we up to? 59, 60. Here it comes. So this is a 1 minute image of Rosette.
Start to show it.
Yeah, you can start seeing the nebula. You got the light coloured bit and then the red on the outside.
More pronounced over that side.
Yeah, a bit more over there, yeah. It does need a longer image. But we're just having a look around at the sky at the moment. We'll go 2 minutes. People don't mind watching, do you? We can see this one. We can see this one here. For the moment. Work. Yeah, my hand doesn't work when I point. I can do this though.
Yeah, you gotta get there. It is.
There it is. There it is up there.
It's up there.
Just there.
It works.
That's hard to do.
Like a mirror.
Left or right? At least in this mode you can see the counter easy. And I'm not taking darks either, just to make it quicker. We're just getting the lights, not doing noise reduction. But it'll probably get wobbly stars if the mount's jumping all over the place, which the guiding says it is, but I don't really think it is.
No. Not by the past images.
No, stars have been good. We do get coma in the corners, but that's what happens when you use this type of gear. You're right, you've got a fill flattener.
That's true. Yes. You have to get it work though.
Yeah. Pump it up. Oh, nearly there. Here we go. 5 seconds. Yeah, it doesn't really show the red up more, does it?
The previous one was better, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it is a lot of hydrogen alpha, so yeah. The filter in the camera blocks that.
Well, in actual fact, standing on this angle, it's worse. If I come square into it, it looks a lot better.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, it depends on how you look at the monitor. Alright. Oh, that's that one. We can go and have a look at Sombrero. That's always worth looking at. It's a good object. Now we're going up. Where's Corvus gone? Here, Corvus. I've lost it. The map's just spinning around. There it is. Right. Go and look at Sombrero. People seem to like looking at Sombrero too, so I don't mind showing it.
Can't say I've seen it.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. The Sombrero Galaxy M104. It's also got an NGC number, I think. Let's have a look. Well, open NGC, whatever that means. But it's here, Messier 104. Oh, they left the common name in, look, Sombrero Galaxy. Okay, this is saying we're there. Won't need 120 seconds, that's for sure. We'll just do a minute. Hopefully we're on it. I'm not seeing it on the wide field camera. I'm not seeing it on. Oh yes, there it is up on the.
Right.
Yeah, it's on the PhD camera. That's all right. So we're in the vicinity. Yeah, my go-tos are a little bit out tonight. May have to do a drifter line. I'm just noticing it. My monitors are reflecting in the picture frames in the background there.
Oh, yeah. That one, yeah, that one there.
Oh, look, you're nearly on camera.
I am on camera.
Okay, there's Sombrero. Look at that. Beautiful galaxy.
It is.
Yeah. We can even flip it over if you want. No. Doesn't flip real good, does it? What's this one do? Oh, I see what it's doing. Horizontal flipping. Now I don't know which one was original. There is star movement though.
A little bit.
Yeah. Okay, so that's a the Sombrero Galaxy Messier 104 in the constellation of Corvus. The Northern Hemisphere can see that one. I am trying to show them southern objects, but yeah, occasionally it's nice to show a few northern, like we just did M42, again for the 12,000th time.
Maybe the last either.
No. I think we're very, very late for 253, but they can see that one anyway. I'll go and check. I'll put it in here. NGC 253. We'll see if it's in the... Oh yeah, it's way down below the horizon. Too late for that one. We got the Fornax cluster, which they can see as well. Oh, where's one we haven't done tonight? A couple we haven't done tonight. The second largest globular cluster in the sky. We did the largest, we can go to the second largest. So that's, as I was saying, that's Sombrero Galaxy. Unguided, as you can tell by the stars. And we'll duck over and we'll look at, now that's M104, now we're going to NGC 104. But most people know it by its common name, 47 Tuck.
Okay.
I get a lot of requests for it. They want to see Omega and they want to see 47 Tuck.
Right.
Because it's the largest and second largest globular clusters in the whole sky.
Alright.
And it says we're there, so we don't want 60 seconds, 30 will do. It's up there, so I might have to bring, oh you can see it there,
Yeah,
it's not centred.
Not centered.
I'll just centre it for everybody first, because my wide field camera says it's nowhere near centre. Wrong up. Oh, no, that's the wrong up. I need the other up. Just bear with me for a minute.
No, a bit more.
Yeah, fair bit yet. Get in the centre of those crosshairs.
Yep.
Oh, that'll probably do it. Yeah, it's in both of those cameras now. And we'll put it onto the main camera in 25 seconds time. So 47 Tuck lives right next to the Small Magellanic Cloud. It's right there. There's the Small Magellanic Cloud, there's the Large Magellanic Cloud. And they're right near the South Celestial Pole. And there it is, dead centre. That's 47 Tuck. Now the difference between this one and Omega Centauri, Omega Centauri is far larger, but it's more diffuse. 47 Tuck is slightly smaller, but it's more compact in the centre. See how the centre is really compacted? Extremely dense in the centre.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, there you go. That's the second largest globular cluster in the whole sky, which puts us in the same region of sky as the favourite of many, many people. I won't tell you till we get there and I'll put the image up, because a lot of them will recognise it. Some may already have guessed where we're going because they saw the map. Nearly there, nearly there, nearly there.
Here it comes.
Ooh, close.
Yeah.
I'll just centre it. about there. And we'll give this one quite a bit of time. We'll go up to a minute. There we go. I won't turn guiding on in case I'm in the wrong meridian. It'll just move it on me. We'll just hope for the best. In the meantime, hello.
Keep them amused.
Oh, I've got to do something in the waiting times.
Oh, it's ticking away.
10 seconds. And here it comes. There you go. Most of you, or some of you may already know what it is. For those that don't, it's the Tarantula Nebula, NGC 2070. It's in another galaxy. It's not even in our galaxy. And it's so big that if it was in our galaxy, as close as M42 is, it would take up 1/3 of the whole sky. It's a monster. And for those of the people that can remember 1987A supernova, it was right there. It's a little star, well you can't even see it, but it's right there. So all these stars bar maybe that one, that one, that one, that one, just those few bright ones, they're in our Milky Way. Everything else in that image, all these, there's another little nebula there, there's all nebula through here and clusters everywhere, and all those thousands and thousands of stars, they're all in another galaxy, the Large Magellanic Cloud. And it's so close that we can study it like that. And beautiful clusters like that one there. Look at that. There's clusters everywhere. And that little weird object there. There's a bright one up there. Look at that. 3 of them. All in the Large Magellanic Cloud, a completely different galaxy. So even though you've got Andromeda up in the northern hemisphere to look at, we've got these down here, but you can actually go in and look at objects inside the galaxy. So it's worth the trip down to Australia to see that one. Even if you come down just to see that. It's a pity you can't see it from up there. But, yeah, we can't really see around the Earth. Well, we can't see the things you've got up there either. Which is why broadcasting is fantastic, because you can show us what you've got, we can show you what we've got. The old, you show me yours and I'll show you mine. Alright, so I think that'll draw this to a close. I'm getting pretty tired. And yeah, we've done a few objects tonight. Hopefully you've enjoyed this on the live broadcast being replayed, or watching the replay on YouTube. And from Dave behind me here and myself, good night.
Good night all.